there is truly no better time than the present to avoid a total disaster, to read the signs clearly, and to take a serious look at the current state of the San Francisco 49ers roster. As training camp is just around the corner, the anticipation is building as we approach the start of one of the most important periods of the NFL calendar, the days when players hit the field, coaches make adjustments, and the front office reveals its hand through real, tangible moves. In these next few days, the floodgates will open with direct quotes from the 49ers leadership and coaching staff, giving fans and analysts alike a much clearer picture of what this team is shaping up to be. Until then, it's worth diving into how the 49ers managed to sidestep what could have been a nightmare scenario, what the latest signal from the team's decision-makers means, and how the roster is looking right now. Spoiler alert, it's highly rated, even if there are concerns. First, let's talk about what might be on everyone's mind heading into training camp. This is the moment when questions about the roster become urgent. What should the 49ers do next? Is there a glaring hole that needs filling before the first practice snaps? Or should we wait to see how the team gels on the field before making any judgments? The concerns fans have vary widely, from the age of key players, which always becomes a hot topic as seasons go by, to issues about dependability at certain positions. Maybe it's depth, or perhaps a specific position group just doesn't inspire confidence. These are all valid questions, and I want to hear what you think is the biggest concern on this roster right now. Drop your thoughts in the comments, because your perspective helps fuel this discussion and adds layers to how we view the team. One of the players many fans were excited about during the draft was Shamar Stewart from Texas A&M. He had the athleticism, the size, and the burst off the line that made him an intriguing prospect. On paper, he seemed like a natural fit for what many imagined the 49ers could use: an explosive pass rusher with the ability to disrupt defenses. But it quickly became clear that the 49ers weren't seriously pursuing Stewart, and for good reason. Their priority was setting the edge and stopping the run, and Stewart simply wasn't the player that matched that vision. It turns out, this wasn't a miss or a failure to see talent, but a strategic choice based on the team's overall philosophy. Still, as someone who admires Stewart's game, it's hard not to appreciate the freak athlete that he is. The guy who has caused nightmares for fences at times, and who has certainly shown flashes of brilliance. That said, Stewart's journey has been complicated, to say the least. The Bengals have been involved in the latest chapter of his story, and negotiations have hit a snag, not over money, but over contract guarantees and some rather extreme disciplinary clauses. Reports indicate that his agent is pushing for a fully guaranteed contract, even in the face of serious violations, hypothetically as severe as imprisonment. While this might sound harsh or unrealistic, it has been cited as the sticking point delaying any official deal. Some insiders speculate there could be more going on behind the scenes, but the official narrative from the Bengals side paints a clear picture of where things stand. Regardless, it serves as a reminder of how complicated contract talks can get, especially with a player who brings undeniable talent but also carries some off-field concerns. Shifting back to the 49ers, the focus remains squarely on building a roster that is both competitive now and sustainable into the future. With the benefit of hindsight, it's easier to see the blueprint they're following. There's been a clear emphasis on youth in certain areas, but even so, the team faces a glaring concern that has caught the attention of analysts everywhere: the defensive tackle rotation. Just today, ESPN published a report expressing concern about the thinness of this unit, and it's hard to ignore. The defensive tackle group, as it stands, has been described as potentially the weakest in the league. This is a bold claim, and it naturally raises questions about how the team plans to address such a vulnerability. The departures of Malik Collins and Javon Hargrave have left noticeable gaps, and the team's only significant additions on the defensive tackle front are draft picks Alfred Collins and C.J. West. Jordan Elliott is considered a rotational player and currently leads the depth chart, but beyond him, names like Kevin Givens, Evan Anderson, and Kalia Davis have seen limited action, each playing less than a third of the defensive snaps last season. The 49ers seem poised to shuffle things around, perhaps bringing players like Euros Matas and Sam Okwano inside more frequently to help shore up the line. Even so, it's a position group that requires attention and depth to withstand the rigors of a long NFL season. Interestingly, despite all the warnings and concerns, I find myself not overly worried about this particular area of the roster. That's probably a sign that I'm viewing things through rose-colored glasses, or rather, red and gold-colored glasses. If ESPN labels a unit as the worst in the league, and I'm still optimistic, I might need to take a step back and reevaluate, but there's a reason for my optimism. The flexibility and versatility along this defensive line cannot be understated. Players like YGM and Michael Williams, who can slide inside when necessary, add layers of adaptability that might not show up on paper, but can be crucial on game day. Plus, the coaching staff brings serious experience and talent to the table. Gus Bradley and Robert Saleh have been tasked with running and overseeing the system, bringing fresh perspectives and strategies that can help maximize the potential of this group. Then there's Chris Kakurik, a familiar presence on the defensive front. While some fans have expressed doubts about his impact, he remains a key piece in the puzzle. Still, the bigger picture is that the 49ers' signal today was not about defensive tackles. Instead, the message was loud and clear. The next move is in the wide receiver room. The team recently released George Odman, most likely due to an injury situation, which has opened up a roster spot that the 49ers seem eager to fill with additional wide receiver depth. Reports have surfaced about tryouts involving 6 wide receivers, along with the local quarterback Spencer Petras, presumably to get more reps in passing drills. These wide receivers mostly have some familiarity with the 49ers scheme from previous stops, which could help them acclimate quickly and contribute during training camp. This is a fascinating development because it suggests that the 49ers aren't searching for a marquee name or a star receiver to fill the void. Rather, they want reliable, serviceable players who can make the roster and provide options during practice and preseason games. Depth is critical, especially when injuries loom or when there's uncertainty about players like Jawan Jennings, whose status has been clouded by a potential holdout scenario. Adding bodies to the wide receiver group ensures that the team can maintain a full, competitive environment during camp and keep the offense sharp as they prepare for the regular season, of course. These moves and considerations bring up the bigger question about the roster as a whole. The 49ers have a core of aging veterans, which naturally leads to questions about whether this team is built for sustained success, or if it's on the verge of needing a rebuild. As we stand on the cusp of training camp, this is the most pivotal moment before the season kicks off. It's the last chance for coaches and players to get on the same page, to iron out kinks, and to build the chemistry that can carry a team through the ups and downs of an NFL campaign. Looking at the broader picture, analysts like Jeff Kerr from CBS Sports have ranked the top NFL players aged 30 or older, and the 49ers boast 3 players in this elite group. George Kittle, unsurprisingly, ranks high and continues to impress as one of the league's best tight ends. His production last season, 78 receptions, over 1,100 yards, and 8 touchdowns, cements his status as a vital weapon for the offense. Alongside him is Trent Williams, who, despite battling injuries, remains one of the premier left tackles in football. His ability to protect the quarterback in open lanes is crucial, and many expect a bounce-back year from him. The final player is Kyle Juszczyk, one of the best receiving fullbacks in the league and a versatile blocker whose skill set only seems to improve with time. His role exemplifies how the fullback position, often overlooked, has made a surprising resurgence, thanks in part to players like him and Patrick Ricard. So, when you consider the presence of these seasoned veterans, it's clear that experience is a strength for the 49ers. But experience alone doesn't win games. It's about how the roster blends youth and wisdom, depth and star power. ESPN recently ranked the 49ers roster as the 10th best in the NFL, highlighting both their strengths and weaknesses. The tight end group, led by Kittle and bolstered by additions like Luke Farrell, is praised as a major asset. Farrell, a low-profile signing, is expected to contribute primarily as a blocker, complementing the receiving threats and offering versatility in offensive sets. The weakness remains the defensive tackle rotation, a concern that could shape the team's identity this season. But before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to 49ers Zone and hit the like button on this video. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on the San Francisco 49ers. And don't forget to share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. Whispers are stirring in the NFL world as rumors suggest that Christian McCaffrey, the star running back for the San Francisco 49ers, could be on the move. According to insider chatter, the team might be parting ways with their offensive powerhouse in what is being called a surprising negotiation. McCaffrey, known for his explosive plays and versatility out of the backfield, has been a key component of the 49ers offense since his arrival, and his potential departure would send shockwaves through the league. Sources close to the situation hint that talks between the 49ers and other interested teams have been heating up behind closed doors. While nothing has been officially confirmed, the buzz is growing louder each day. The 49ers may be weighing their options, considering the salary cap implications and the opportunity to rebuild their roster in new directions. For a team that relies heavily on dynamic playmakers, McCaffrey's exit would mark a significant shift in strategy. Fans and analysts alike are speculating about where McCaffrey could land if a trade or release does take place. Teams desperate for a game-changing running back are rumored to be lining up, hoping to add a player who can impact both the rushing and passing game. The 49ers' decision to negotiate such a deal is puzzling to many, given McCaffrey's consistent production and status as a fan favorite. The timing of this potential move also raises questions. With the season approaching, teams might want to finalize their roster soon, and McCaffrey's uncertain future could become a major storyline throughout training camps. How this will affect the 49ers' offensive plans and McCaffrey's career trajectory remains to be seen. But the buzz is undeniable. A major shakeup could be on the horizon in San Francisco. In the high-stakes world of the NFL, surprises are never far away, and the Christian McCaffrey situation is no exception. As more details emerge, fans should stay tuned for updates that could reshape the landscape of the league's running back market. For now, all eyes are on the 49ers and their star running back, a partnership that may soon be coming to an unexpected end. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the San Francisco 49ers, make sure to subscribe to 49ers Zone and give this video a like. We always look forward to hearing your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.